Hi, I'm the Smoking Elk, and today we're going to be cooking an Indian spiced leg of lamb. I've got this beautiful leg of lamb here from Philip Warren Butchers, and I want to treat it with respect. So I'm going to be putting a lovely Indian spice rub on here and treating it to just a touch of smoke in the Kamado Joe. Now I'm going to be cooking this with some spiced roast potatoes. I'm going to be brushing on the marinade with this rosemary, with a bit of garlic and those potatoes. It's going to be glorious. Now I'm going to be using my Thermapen Smoke for this to monitor the cook. Now if you don't know what one of these is, basically you have one probe that sits in your barbecue, in your pit, and that takes the temperature of your barbecue. So you know whether you're at 150 Celsius, 200 Celsius, whatever, you can monitor it from here. You have another probe that just goes into the thickest part of that lamb, and that monitors the cook on the lamb. It monitors the temperature, so you'll know exactly when it's done. I'm aiming for around about 55 degrees on this, so I'm going to set the alarm on here. It's going to take us to 55 degrees, and it's going to beep when it's done. First thing we want to do is get this scored, because with a leg of lamb, you want to score this fat here. A, because it helps to render down the fat, and B, it gets those flavours into there a lot further than you would if you just left it as it is. If you leave it as it is and you put a marinade on there now, it's not going to penetrate that meat. So let's start off by scoring the meat, and then we'll come back and make our spice rub. Well, that was quick. We're back to me already. So there's the lamb scored in a nice diamond pattern. So now we want to make our simple Indian flavoured rub, marinade, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to go in with around about half a teaspoon of cinnamon. We want some coriander, about a teaspoon of coriander. And then the same again with cumin, about a teaspoon of cumin. This is going to give it a nice kind of earthy flavour. And then we want some curry powder. It's an Indian spiced marinade, so we're going to go in again, if I can get the lid off, with about a teaspoon of good quality curry powder. I've got some chilli powder, not too much chilli powder. I mean, this is quite a mild chilli powder. I'm probably going to go in with between half a teaspoon and a teaspoon. A big lump's just falling out there, so we call it a teaspoon. And I've got some garlic powder, again, probably about a teaspoon of garlic powder or garlic granules. And mint, I know it's an Indian spiced. Oh, I'm chucking mint everywhere now. oh, there's mint everywhere now, so we're gonna go in with about a teaspoon of mint. I'm not exact with the measurements, you know, there could be more, there could be less, but this is gonna taste great regardless. Salt, about a teaspoon of pepper. And then all we're gonna do with this, I'm gonna pour some oil in there, around about 2, 3, 4 tablespoons. We want it a nice consistency because we're going to be spreading this all over the lamb. Half's going on the lamb, half is going to be reserved for rubbing over the lamb using this rosemary as a brush. Now I'm going to be cooking this lamb at about 180 to 190 degrees Celsius. Remember, I'm going to monitor the temperature with my Thermapen Smoke. About 45 minutes in, we're going to get some potatoes on the go. So I'm going to get some, I've got some parboiled potatoes that we're going to put in a pan under the lamb with a bit of rosemary, a bit of garlic, a little bit of this spice rub. We'll make some extra for the potatoes. And then we're going to take this out, like I said, I'm looking for medium rare to medium on this. So we're going to take it out around about 55 degrees Celsius, and it's probably going to rise up towards 60 degrees once it's rested and ready to go. So let's crack on, get this over the lamb, get the lamb in there, introduce it to some smoke. Let's do this. there we go, 55 degrees internal temperature. I know that because my smoke has told me it's 55 degrees. I've spot checked it with a Thermapen. I always recommend just using the Thermapen just in a few other places in there just to make sure it's perfectly cooked all over, which I know this is because this has told me it is. The alarm sounded. I'm excited. This smells incredible. The potatoes you've seen, I've put them in there halfway through the cook. We've given them a quick turn. Again, they've got that spice mix on there. They've got oil on there. They've got some rosemary in there. It all just smells incredible. So without further ado, let's slice into this lamb and see exactly how we've done. So what did I tell you? It is cooked to what I consider for lamb absolute perfection. I mean, that's just past medium rare, coming somewhere towards medium. It's blushing perfectly. This is exactly how I like my lamb. So again, the Thermapen smoke and the Thermapen have done their job. They just take the guesswork out of cooking. You don't have to slice into the lamb to see whether it's done. You don't have to overcook it just to give it 10 more minutes just in case. It's cooked to perfection because we've gone by science and we've gone to 55 degrees. So we're gonna have a little taste and see how we've done. But on the Smoking Elk, thanks very much for watching and I'll see you again soon. Oh, that is beautiful.